There's nothing that they can do to protect a king and his fool. Caught in the fire, watch it burn. Ash to ash, now it's our turn. Take their kingdom down and smash it to pieces. Turn their feet around, they will leave defeated. They will crumble at the sight of our legion. If you want the crown, then you've got to break them down. Break them.
Break them down. Free. 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 Free.
Take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't chain me down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turn me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. 'Cause the time keeps turning, feels just like it speeds up. It's what I waited for.
Everyone, and welcome back to another set of show matches here from Learning Fives. We have Team Alvaro up against Team FreeSM. How are you today? I'm joined by Penguin God and myself, of course, M. Denna.
Welcome everyone. We have the pro draft that's already done, so all of these picks we've already seen, but we aren't going to spoil anything for you. You're going to see them as they come out, but the bands might look a little weird because they're going to pick in the order that they have for their roles, not necessarily for how they were picked in pro draft. So we'll see, top lanes picked first, and then jungles, and then mids, and AD carries, and supports. But we see Jinx, Tristana, Alistar banned out on the blue side, which is Team Alvaro. And on the red side, we have Gnar, Vayne, and Brand banned out from FreeSM. Now, these are some solid bans. I think the coaches agreed to do target bans, which is...
I believe so as well, which would allow for some more... Oh, looks like they banned a champion that was not supposed to be banned, or something happened.
I don't think so. Well, okay, so... I don't think Blue Side stuck with their bans particularly, but they didn't ban anything that was picked.
Yeah, nothing... Oh, I think... Was there an Alistar ban?
Oh yeah, I think there was an Alistar ban when they meant to pick it.
Yes, that would explain it.
Or something like that. I don't know exactly, but we will be getting back into that shortly. So we can talk a little bit about each of these teams as a whole before we get back in. We've seen Team Alvaro play a few times, and they've done pretty well in their games. They are an average silver team, but FreeSM is a completely new team. This is their first show match. They're excited to make a showing for themselves here, and they are a bronze average team. I think they do have a couple silvers, but they also have a couple bronzes. So,
so there's already the dichotomy of the ranks and everything.
Exactly.
And it looks like we are back into the champion select and the ban phase.
Yep, we did get right back in there pretty quickly, so they will go through it. Hopefully not making any mistakes from here on. And so we see the same bans likely going to be coming out from the red side, because according to the pro draft, they did ban properly. That being said, we will hopefully be seeing the picks coming out here soon. And blue side, it will supposed to be seeing Jinx, Tristana, and Varus, and not whatever the hell they banned last time.
I believe there was an Alistar ban. I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully everything works out as planned. And there's the Varus, so yeah, the exact ban's coming up.
Yeah, they accidentally banned Alistar when they meant to ban something else.
All right.
King plays trolling his team there.
Missing up a couple bans, but we are going to see a Camille pick here versus the Garen. So just a reminder, they're not blind picking anything. Everything was done in the pro draft. So what's your opinion of this Garen versus Camille matchup?
I feel it's heavily weighted in favor of Camille. Garen only gets an advantage if he's ganked over and over and over again, and he's able
Hmm.
to basically face roll the Camille. But Camille in a 1v1 or even a 2v, excuse me, 2v2 situation with the junglers we're going to see coming out here, Camille
Hmm.
Skarner is just far stronger than Garen Shyvana.
Yeah.
The team fight, or not just the team fight, but the 2v2 scrapping potential of Skarner Camille is just so powerful. With the true
Hmm.
damage coming out from Camille, and the impale, and the damage coming out from Skarner, and the stun as well, it's just going to be difficult for Garen Shyvana to do anything about it. But in the mid lane, we
Yeah.
have
We have
Annie
Annie
Ori.
versus Oriana.
We have the LS special in the mid lane with Annie, and the
Exactly.
Oriana as well. Oriana is known as one of the harder champions to play in the game, primarily
Hmm.
not because like her kit is particularly difficult, except for the fact that she has that
The
floaty
ball to
ball.
micromanage. Yeah.
You have to keep track of it and understand where it is in relation to the enemy team, your team, how you're going to
Hmm.
play defensively, offensively. If you need to play offense, you gotta have the ball further out, so you might be able to get a good shockwave off. If you're playing defensively with tanks that want to go in, you need to play defensively so you can get your ball shielded on them when they go in.
Yep.
And the most interesting thing you can do, in my opinion, that a lot of people don't do, is you can actually buffer the shockwave slightly. So for example, if the ball was on the Shyvana, he could press his shockwave mid-flight so that when Shyvana landed, it would actually go off, and the enemy would have no time to react. So we'll see if this
That's
Orianna
pretty
can
cool.
do that. But as
Yeah.
far as the bot lanes go, we're gonna move on to there really quick.
Hmm.
Caitlyn
There's
and
the
Alistar
up
versus.
against Sivir and looks like Jana as well.
Mhm.
So a very aggressive lane. I believe the lane dominance here should go to the Caitlyn and the Alistar, just because of the threat and the engage from level 2 onwards, the headbutt pulverize combo from Alistar. But Sivir and Jana, very defensive bot lane, should be able to just shove out the wave and peel off. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on that?
So I feel like Caitlyn Alistar is just such a powerful, aggressive lane. Alistar can headbutt pulverize, and Caitlyn can even put a trap under the target, which then traps them and does even more damage to them with that headshot passive. But they, um, they're facing Sivir, which is a really, really defensive lane,
Hmm.
and so.
There's the spell shield, there's the tornadoes. It's
Mhm.
very hard to engage as an Alistar into that team, or just that bot lane.
Between Tornado, Shield coming out from Janna, even the Zephyr slows is a lot. And then Sivir has enough wave clear and a spell shield herself that she's probably going to be able to get out of most sticky situations. Um, if they play defensively and play it properly, they might be able to survive this lane pretty easily and be effective in the late game. We would be remorse in not mentioning the comp that FreeSM has pieced together here. They have such a good all-in engage comp with
Well,
Garen,
absolutely.
Shyvana, Sivir. Sivir can just ult Shyvana and Garen in, and Orianna can follow up with the Sivir and do so much damage in the front and the back line, while Garen
Hmm.
and Shyvana are diving and doing their own thing with the faces
Yeah,
of Team Alvaro. But Team Alvaro kind of
but
has a comp
looking
that
at
you
Team
want.
Aurora, yeah.
Yeah, that's a comp that they want people to run into them. With the
Hmm.
Skarner, Camille, Annie, Caitlyn, Alistar, like they want you to come at them. I feel like the
Hmm.
team comps heavily favor Team Alvaro here. Now, it could be a case of FreeSM comfort picks. Um,
Yeah, I believe so as well.
mhm. We might also want to mention that Team Alvaro kind of has almost a press R to win team comp. Um,
It's very
Annie,
close.
Annie, Skarner, Camille are all good press R to win champions.
Yeah.
Annie's a little bit more difficult because you're gonna have to prep the stun, and Skarner's a little more difficult because you got to ult the right target, and it's
Hmm.
kind of like press R relatively skillfully to win, and you'll be fine.
Press R decently and you'll do fine. But the pick potential from Team Alvaro is immense. I would say 4 out of 5 members having some sort of method of CC to isolate a target, and so I want to see them utilize that as well against the all-in comp that you were talking about from FreeSM.
hmm What I want to see particularly is this Alistar headbutt the tanks out of the fight and even over walls so that they don't have to deal with them for the rest of the fight.
Hmm.
If they can bump a Shyvana out while they're tearing apart the Garen, then that's going to be a victory of a fight for them. And
Yep.
I think this game hinges on two things: that Alistar doing just that, or Skarner / Camille getting a pick onto either Oriana or Sivir, particularly probably Oriana.
Yeah.
She's going to be less safe as the Sivir, so we'll have
Mhm.
to see if that happens.
Yep. And then also the Janna preventing those sort of priority picks from the Skarner and the Camille with the use of the Monsoon and the Zephyr and the Tornadoes.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
And with that, we are going to send it over to a break while we wait out the rest of the spectator delay. Don't touch that browser. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
But the time you have is all the time you need. All those thoughts.
Hello, everyone, and we are on the Rift here with the defending Showmatch champions, Team Alvaro, with King Plays on Camille, Tomahawk 425 on Skarner, 5566Y on Annie, and then botlane we have Grabasser Caitlyn, supported by Carter.
Yep, and on the red side, we have Team FreeSM, BC Row League on the Garen in the top lane. I'm Reptar's Siobhan in the jungle, kind of playing on that dinosaur theme. Min Min Kim Kim on the Oriana, and Moonlight Samba in the bot lane, supported by Mellow Ninja's Janna. Now, I will point out, Carter on the blue side and I'm Reptar on the red side are both subs. So we'll have to see how that uh, affects both of these teams. The team coordination may not be where it could be if they had all 5 members, but it's a good thing that both teams have a single sub. Not one team is more subs than the other. It can be it feels almost unfair sometimes when the other team has less
Yeah.
subs than you, because they're going to have better coordination between all of them. But this is still a good opportunity to mention that even if you don't get picked for a team during the beginning of the session, you can still um, uh, you can still
Still can substitute for these Showmatch games when needed,
and
especially in scrims as well.
even in team practice you can still sub as well. So always check that substitute channel for chances to sub for a team. We even some teams post for permanent spots in case their players need to dip out for the session. But anyway, we are starting the game with easy bot lane assistance, with Skarner starting that red buff and Shyvana starting that blue. Um, and yeah, some easy lanes here now. We should mention the lane dominance coming out from the blue side here. I feel like each of their lanes is likely going to have the advantage in the early game. Although
Absolutely.
I say that, and this Garen is kind of pushing in Camille, but
Yeah.
level 1 Camille
And
is
then
not very threatening.
She has that W, not very powerful. Doesn't really have that E to stun anyone, or the precision strike. for that true damage. But when you mention these dominant lanes, you of course have to look at the jungler to see how they want to influence the game. But when you look at FreeSM's jungler, it's a Shyvana. So would you rather her try and influence the game earlier with maybe ineffective ganks, or would you rather just see her try and power farm?
Personally, I'd like to see her just farm until she gets 6. I feel like the lanes can handle themselves, especially with the way this mid lane and the top lane are going. Garen is likely going to be able to, at this point, sustain up if he plays it right. He does take a lot of minion damage there.
He is taking a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, he took about 100 damage from the minions, which is an absolute...
Not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, that cannon minion was an absolute unit there, so he did a lot of damage to that Garen, but Garen still has that passive that says I'm going to heal when I'm out of combat, so that helps him a lot. But I do feel like Reptar just needs to farm up, get 6 as soon as possible, and try and get to where he needs to be sooner. He doesn't have a whole lot of gank pressure unless he has really interesting gank routes until level 6, so I feel like he really needs to play it smart and CS as fast as he can. On the other hand, Tomahawk needs to understand that that's probably what he's going to want to do, is farm up until 6. So the ganks coming out from this Skarner need to be proactive and get his lanes ahead to the point where a Shyvana gank isn't going to do anything. That's going to be the most important factor, I think, at this point in the game.
Yeah, the early game clear speed of the Skarner, as well as the slow from his Q with the potential of a stun. And then it's good to mention that every single lane is fairly good gank assistance as well. If there was a Skarner gank, then every lane can follow up relatively well in their own ways. So it's very important for him to make these proactive ganks, I would agree.
Yeah, I would agree, because making proactive ganks is generally a better idea, but the clear speed coming out of both Skarner and Shyvana is absolutely immense.
Absolutely.
They're both champions that are known for clearing the jungle extremely fast, especially a new Skarner. Old Skarner wasn't nearly as good at it, but still good. And Shyvana has always been known as the destroyer of the jungle camps.
Just the power farmer.
Able to get level 6 faster than almost any other champion. And we're kind of seeing that here with a little bit of CS lead for the jungle. Now, I will mention... I know there's a big wave coming into the bot side right now, but there is about a 10-15 CS lead for Gabbers versus Caitlyn. That could just be because of the Caitlyn Alistar lane. There was a good bit under a tower, but it just kind of puts the CS lead at 10, which
is significant this early.
At 5 minutes, a 10 CS lead is a lot. I think now, though, is a good time to touch on the rune choices coming out. You see Omking plays taking this Comet. Now, this was an old Camille pick for runes. Now, with Conqueror, you take that most of the time, unless you feel like you're going to squishy lane, where you're going to be able to poke a lot and get a lot of damage out. Conqueror is just better against tanks and drawn-out fights, and Comet is better at poking out in the early game, so... He does go for the older build of the Comet, feeling like he's going to need that extra damage early. I want to look at, speaking of the point of the runes, there's the Shyvana rune as well, where she chose to go press the attack. So opting for a bit more damage, what's your opinion on that over maybe something with more mobility, helping her out? Like, say, for example, a Phase Rush or a Predator even, as we see on Tomahawk. So Shyvana typically goes the 3-hit passive because she auto attacks very fast. She gets a lot of damage out quickly, and she's able to do more damage through that. She gets press the attack proc really quickly with her Q, because it's a double auto attack. So she auto attack Q auto attack, and she's got she's auto attack Q, press the attack procs, and then she gets an auto attack for press the attack, and then everyone else's damage on that person is amplified for a few seconds.
Engage mid here. That's a lot of damage. Dropping the timbers and ignite as well. Force the barrier, the flash follow, and she does get the Q. 5-5-6-6 solo kills Min Kim Kim, and the flash here from Carter. The action keeps going. Level 5 Reptar has to flash away, and Tomahawk wants to follow. There is a blast cone. He flashes to get the stun, and they're on top of the Shyvana here. She's trying to block the blast cone, but Tomahawk follows the smite as well. But she's under tower, and it looks like she'll be a-okay.
Yeah, that was a quick kill going over A 1v1 kill going over to the side of fives there. A lot of stuff burned on both sides there, except I would say blue side burned a lot more with that extra flash on the Alistars
Oh, absolutely.
and the Skarner. So that's going to be a pretty big factor, and we have to see if FreeSM can keep track of that.
With that kill, they do pick up that free Infernal Dragon, and overall, pretty strong early game coming out of Team Alvaro, especially with that solo kill from 5566.
And that was an early Infernal Drake going over too, but Lee gonna get pretty low in this lane.
A lot of damage.
Yeah. Early Infernal Drakes are really important. Getting those down as fast as possible gives you a higher likelihood for another one coming up. And so the more that go down, the more AD and AP you get, and that's always really good to get those raw stats in your inventory.
Absolutely. And it's always nice to do more damage. And so now that we've seen that, with the solo kill mid lane, how do you want to see 5566 play around that? Do you want to see them just essentially stay mid and continue pressuring that lead, or maybe transfer it over to a side lane, like the fighting that's been going on top, or maybe the pressure lane bot that we've talked about as well?
So I think I'm going to say both. I want him to get even more of an advantage in this lane before he starts roaming, considering the Orianna is just going to be able to wave clear and be pretty safe in this lane. So I want him to be able to get the flash up, get Chivers up again, get another kill onto Orianna, and then start roaming. Try and get kills in the bot lane, especially. If you can get this Caitlyn even further ahead than she is, Sivir is going to be nigh useless. And
yeah, you already see about like a 20 CS lead bot lane.
Yeah, having a CS lead this big already is
it's very impressive for Gravister and Carter to see what they've been doing.
Yeah, it is. They're pretty dominant in this lane. 25 CS about up, pretty early in the game.
They want to fight here. Reptar proccing that pressing attack, like you mentioned. They're running down Tomahawk, but King plays here is in response, and she does ult in, but the Hextech Ultimatum manages to lock him down, and the Impale as well, but the precision strike does not land. The crit as well, and they will cut one on each side.
Wow.
Very messy fight there from both, but the mid laners are here. They drop Tibbers, then they will burst a lot of damage. The Shockwave catches the Annie, taking a lot of damage, and she will not fall to the area in the end.
That was
very close.
Real spicy by fives there. He tried to come in for a gank, and he got a good stun onto League there, but didn't quite get the kill and almost died to Min. That ended up being a 1-for-1 trade that wasn't really in favor of anyone, but getting gold in the pocket of this Garen is going to help him match up to the Camille. I'm not sure he's going to be able to deal with the damage coming out of the Camille, but it might be possible if he can get far enough ahead. He did rush that Bramble Vest though, so that is going to help him gain an advantage in this lane.
Oh yeah, it's going to be very hard for King plays to, with that Sheen, to try and out-damage the Bramble Vest Garen, who's pretty much just going to tank up a lot of the damage and just regen it with that passive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, despite that, bit of poking here. They want to go on to Mellow Ninja here. They do get the stun, the Ignite as well. The 90 caliber net will land, and they do get a nice, easy kill on Mellow Ninja there. Walking up a bit too far, gets the nice, easy Alistar combo, and pretty much a free kill for Grab there.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about how getting this Caitlyn further ahead means that Sivir is going to be pretty useless, and that's pretty dangerous at this point. They're getting close to that difference. Absolutely.
And then here at that point, with that dominant Caitlyn, she can just continue to pressure her lead here because there's not much that Moonlight Samba can do when they're faced up against this with the 90 caliber net and then the built over Peacemaker combo. It's a lot of damage that they threaten. And then especially with the appearance of Tomahawk, lane could fall out of control very, very quickly if it hasn't already. 556 here wants to kill again, flash away from Moonkin, but he's already got the Ignite. He has the Tibbers on him and he's chasing him down, but will not get the kill there. Forced to flash away.
Tibbers going to reset after a certain distance, as he does. But yeah, Min almost going down again, has to burn flash. King plays
I expect Ultimatum here. He wants to solo kill B-Crow. He drops a hammer, but it's not enough. King plays, gets a solo kill onto B-Crow. It's looking pretty good for Team Alvaro here.
Yeah, now they're getting these early game advantages that they were looking for. Little kills spread out across the map. Two on Om King, one on 5566, and one on Gaverser. That is
Yeah.
a pretty smart thing to have for them, having the gold spread out a little bit. Sometimes it's a smart idea when you have a comp where you're based around one person carrying the game, but
Yeah.
you have a comp where you have a Camille who can carry games, you have Annie who can carry games, and you have Caitlyn who can carry games. So getting
Mhm.
kills on each of them helps them get to that stage a lot better and a lot faster.
Yeah.
Especially because Caitlyn kind of has a really, really big like mid-game drop-off. She's super dominant early game. She gets to, excuse me, a really, really strong point really early. And then she kind of
And then her
plateaus a
late
little
game is
bit.
also strong.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
plateaus a little bit in that mid game. She isn't as strong as many, many other AD carries. So I feel like FreeSM can kind of play around that, where they understand that Gaverser is going to fall.
Oh,
Oh,
Reptar ults over, wants to take that red buff, and he's hunting down Tomahawk, and he finds a solo kill in a Team Alvaro's jungle there. Gets the red buff, and he wants to get out. Carter here wants to headbutt Pulverize him away, but he misses the Pulverize, and right on to grab here. Flash over from Reptar, and he's chunking him down, but the flash away does not get the E either. Puts down the trap, and he will manage to stop that aggression. But 5566 here flashes onto Mel Ninja and just absolutely melts him. Guard here pulverizes Reptar back into the tower. The ace in the hole does not get the kill.
that
Sorry, the
was
headbutt back to the tower.
that was pretty hyphy there by Reptar. I want to point out he did not have vision of that red buff.
So he just
He
ults
just
over.
blind ults. He's that's some superior jungle knowledge coming out of there.
Yeah.
He just decided I'm gonna ult this red buff pit. If he's in there, he's in there. If he's not, he's not. Whatever. Hopefully, I at least get a red buff out of it. And he
An
gets
absolute unit.
he gets a kill. He gets the red buff transfer to himself. Dragon is up, but they're not gonna be able to take it. But man, that was a good kill
That
going
was
over to them.
insane.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
nutty.
Mm-hmm.
But in the return, Fives did get a kill onto the Janna, and we just saw him melt her face in that.
Oh, absolutely.
There was like,
Just completely disappeared. No chance for Typhoon or the Monsoon at all. Like, nothing that she could have done there. And that puts 5566 like really strong up. You were talking about the power troughs and the spikes of Caitlyn, and then the pretty much an optimal gold spread for Team Alvaro here with kills on their main cores and carries that you were mentioning. So 5566 should be able to carry that mid game. And ultimatum here onto Bikro League, taking a lot of damage with mid lane as well. There's a Predator prop. The Shockwave brings 5566 forwards, closer, and he manages to Tibbers as well. Tomahawk hunts him down. He gets the slow, and he does get the last auto for 5566 on that Annie. And Bikro on the top half does manage to escape the ultimatum.
Tibbers does smack him quite a bit.
Yeah. Bring this Annie up to 3-0. This guy is really, really strong right now. And with that power lead, they're just going to transfer it into another Infernal Dragon. So we were talking about these free stats, this free damage before, and this is only just going to snowball the issue. Oh, but he ults Iron Reptar, ults into 4 members of the team, wants to kill 5566, gets impaled, and he will just fall in the middle of 4. Wants to stop that dragon from happening, but there's just too much control coming out of Team Alvaro there and shuts down any potential for aggression.
Yeah, that was I'm Reptar just kind of trying to get something out of it. I'm not sure if he needed to do that. He's just giving a free kill over. It's pretty tough on him in this game. He wants to get things done,
Oh,
but he
so
can't.
much
Oh my
damage.
god, and he's.
Oh, he wants to go. He gets a flash, and he will get him. King plays. Another solo kill against B-Crow League here.
He read my mind, because I was literally just about to say, if that were me, I would want to go in and grab that kill. He's at 1 HP, I want it. Ooh, Carlo. But he decided to go in directly after that, so that was really solid. Now, in these fights, I want to ask you, Jenna, what do you think about the potential Wombo combo coming out from Red Side?
Oh, yeah, this miracle team fight. Well, it looks really dire for them. You could definitely see, I want to see I'm Reptar ult in with the Sivir ult on him as well, and then Kim carry that ball into the backline core members of 5566 and grab. And then with the Miracle Shockwave, I think they're definitely still in this game. So there is definitely a potential for that Wombo combo. And then Moonlight Samba there with the bouncing blades should also be able to put out a lot of damage. So if they manage to find this miracle engage or this wombo combo team fight, then things could turn pretty drastically. What's your opinion on that?
Min Min does put out a lot of damage on this Orianna with a shockwave, especially in the late game. Almost probably going to be able to one-shot fives in Gabberser, and so we'll have to see if he can get that ult.
Yeah, so it's just essentially looking and setting up for this team fight. But so in response, then I would like to see Team Alvaro set up for picks. Maybe not give them this miracle team fight and just use the tools that they have and the leads that they have to set up picks, just like this one. The Impale onto mid lane, Tibbers as well. Not even a chance for Min here, and he just falls super easily. So exactly what I was talking about. It use their pick potential to find this damage. And ultimatum here on top lane. King plays doing a lot of damage, and the precision strike just cuts down B Crow League.
Yeah, we saw what I mentioned earlier, that Garion just can't stand next to this Camille now that she's ahead, even though he's got armor, he's got some damage in his
he's going lethality, looks like he's going for Ghostblade there. So
he does finish
maybe
that
that's why
Ghostblade.
he just absolutely melts to King plays.
Yeah, King plays is just tankier within him.
Oh
with
wait,
that
what's
trap.
going on here? Carter is under tower. They're just chasing down Moonlight Samba. There is an ult out in the Monsoon as well, but Tomahawk here wants to make something happen. Over the wall, Reptar jumps in onto grab here, and then in the backline, Moonlight's hitting everyone, and it's almost enough. They will get two for Reptar. The headbutt back away, and Carter just wants to keep on running, but he's getting chased down here. It doesn't look too good, but looks like he will be okay. Reptar actually wants to keep chasing. No, and they will just call it off.
Skelecab kind of blocked him
He
off
wants to
there.
go back here. Fives is here, flash in, gets the Tibbers onto Moonlight Salmon. He just melts, and then on the other side, Reptar as well. He will fall, but not without taking out Carter in return. And then Min here, in the middle of King plays, he does not have the ultimatum, but it doesn't even matter. The damage is so much. Double kill for King plays.
You see the spam question mark pings coming out on King plays. Just the
Ridiculous damage for them precision strike.
Yeah, that's what you can see coming out of Camille. It's so strong. But we saw there a little bit of a kill, a little bit of throw going over. Reptar grabbing a couple kills up for himself. You saw the power of Shyvana being able to engage on these fights. But Team Alvaro was just doing a really, really good job at keeping the team split. And kind of Carter baiting them in for an over chase to grab a couple return kills. Even Min Min going down, even though he wasn't part of the original fight, tries to go around
Crow League
and
here.
help,
He's in the middle of two.
done.
This guy's dead for sure.
He's toast.
I think. Oh, no ultimatum. It actually goes on cooldown there, so that kind of sucks for King plays. But yeah, definitely what you were mentioning. We saw the power of Shyvana there, jumping into the back line of grab, pretty much kills him for free there. And then you mentioned the bait from Carter, and it's very well done. Bringing in that TP, we can't disregard the TP from King there, cleaning up the fight. Oh, flash! Carter here is alone. He wants to solo Mellow Ninja. There is the tornado, and he should be okay. There is an ult from Sivir as well, and she's just running away. The two bot lane members of FreeSM are just hot on retreat. There's the beautiful ace in the hole there. The Shockwave wants to get something back, but he just doesn't do enough damage. Messed up the block there, and the ace in the hole does manage to kill Moonlight Samba in the end.
That was unfortunate. Mellow Ninja tried to block, but they didn't have the synergy between them. They Moonlight Ninja bobbed when Mellow Ninja was weaving, and
yeah,
it was
on opposite sides of the juke there.
It was pretty rough for them. They're already 9,000 gold behind at 20 minutes, almost insurmountable at this point. But Reptar going to face off against King.
Wants to make something happen, but King plays just so much damage on Camille here. 6-0-1. He has 2 completed items. Wants to chase him down. Does not manage to land the E, but I don't think it matters here. One more item, and he does slay the dragon, and Reptar falls.
And I will point out that King plays has gone for the I'm really far ahead, no one can match me build with Triforce Ravenous Hydra with all the lifesteal, but Moonlight going to get engaged on.
Meanwhile, here, taking so much damage, Tomahawk wants to charge on in. He flashes under the tower. He's knocked up by the Jana here, but just an auto, and he cuts him down. But these guys are pretty deep in the base here, and then
they're on the wrong side.
League and Mind King, they're not here. They're just going to kill Tomahawk for overextending, flashing too far in, and they want to keep going here. Carter wants to peel him off. He pops the Ghost Blade, and here's Fives. He gets the stun. Tibbers onto Garen. Biko League falls. Shockwave, but not quite enough.
That looked a little
like they're
deep.
just going back for this third Infernal. Yeah, maybe a bit too deep.
And Tomahawk does go down for that. Oh my god.
Look at that precision strike. 2 auto, on the precision strike, the sweep, and then it's just so much damage.
This is a level 15 Camille that was against a level 12 Shyvana. Wow.
Crazy.
That this Camille is so far ahead, just taking over the game. I feel
Hmm.
like she can almost like 1v5 at this point. Almost a 1v9 game, except Fives and Gabberser are doing well enough for themselves. 5-0 on the Annie, 5-1 on the Caitlyn. Both of their scores
Yeah.
super strong, and King just showing them both up with a 7-0-1 scoreline, 70
Yeah.
CS up on his lane opponent. Just
Hmm.
absolutely dominating this game, and I'm not sure anyone can match him at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just so strong right now. You mentioned before, this is the I'm super far ahead, so I'm just gonna kill you build. He has the Triforce, he has the
Speaking of
Ravenous.
which,
Oh, looks like does get the ultimatum. One auto, two autos. Misses a sweep, but the precision strike's enough. And he sees the Shyvana here, and she can't do anything either. Might want to go for a second, but he is just gonna back up.
yeah, he realizes that there's no way he can match up to this. That
Absolutely.
Once Min got the Hextech ultimatum on him, it was done. He couldn't get out for like 5 seconds. There's nothing that you can do. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
absolutely no chance there.
And he's
Like,
gonna go in
he's just
again.
gonna go in here. Wants to go into
What?
Melon. Almost one-shots him with that precision strike. Carter here misses the pulverize, but he wants to keep going. He is brought in with the Shyvana ult, and they're just hot on the retreat here. Fives is running in. There is a nice monsoon to try and dissuade them from continuing, but oh my god, look at that damage from King plays there.
That was
Almost
nutty. What
almost
even
one shot.
is that?
Poor Mellow Ninja here.
And the Mellow
And they're just gonna
Ninja,
take this tower.
Mellow Ninja needs to realize that he's in a one-shot kill
There's
range.
one.
It's
Oh,
great.
and there's the
Okay.
headshot onto the trap. They are going to continue.
It's
They
done.
are under the tower. Double kill for Grab. And a single kill for King. No, double kill for him. And they're just running over this game. A steamroll, 24-6 in 24 minutes. A beautiful game coming out of Team Alvaro there.
Okay, I will point out, I don't feel like this game would be nearly as dominant if Team Alvaro didn't have triple Infernal Drake. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
RNG in their favor at this point. They're going to rotate over the Baron and play it safe. I feel like they could have ended, but they're going to
I
try
absolutely agree.
they're going to try and grab this Baron to secure the win while King plays, gets that bot lane tower because he can just do that. But
This
man,
guy basically has free reign over the map right now.
10-0-2, 2 full items, another third one coming on the way when he backs, and triple Infernal in his back pocket. This is
It's just-
stunning.
Just frosting on the cake. This guy just in so much damage. I'm pretty sure he actually will one-shot Mellow Ninja now if
At this
with
point,
the
yeah.
true damage part of the precision strike.
I will also
He
point out
has
that he's level
3 completed
16.
items.
He's level 16 to the level 11 of the Mellow Ninja. This poor Janna is going to get absolutely torn to shreds by this robot lady. I'm not sure. How do you deal with this if you're Team FreeSM? You just try
You
and
just pray,
monsoon? Yeah,
Then you get that miracle 5-man in the fountain shockwave. like, couple times.
Yeah, I guess. It's
Because right now it's 15k gold difference. Right now it's just how does Team Alvaro close it out? They just kind of walk down the mid and win the game, I'd say.
I mean, I think the easiest way, and the way they're probably going to do it, is send King plays top to grab that top tower and inhib while they send the rest of their team bot side. Because I feel like Tomahawk, Fives, Gab, and Carter can 4v5 at this point.
Absolutely.
or-
Everyone is so strong.
Or they have to send at least 3 top lane to deal with King plays, and then they just grab the bot and hit for free. So, there's absolutely nothing that FreeSM can do at this point. Turns out they're the ones that are free, and
Yeah.
that Janna was full health, and that was one auto attack.
Ooh. Yeah, the double energizer from Grab also does a lot of damage. So poor Mellow Ninja can't really do anything. And King
What?
plays here. He's actually one-shotting the Garen on the other side of the map. We were talking about one-shotting the Jada,
They
but
engage though.
Reptar wants to make something happen, and he falls. The Comet, and he will get the East double kill for King, and he wants to keep going. The pulverized combo, and Carter picks up his own kill. And this will allow Team Alvaro to go up 1-0 in this best of 2. They close out that Nexus and get the free game.
Yeah, that was a pretty one-sided game there from Team Alvaro. Now, I will point out there were some mistakes that they made that FreeSM could capitalize on, and they could have potentially brought it back, but they just weren't able to do so. They weren't able to get their lanes to the better part of the game, and they weren't able to keep moving forward. But There is a game 2, so they do have a shot at redemption, Denna.
Yeah, they're gonna look back, reflect on what went wrong, and put that into use in game number 2, which I believe will be going on very, very shortly.
Yep, we will be heading over to a break here for a few minutes while teams discuss that game, pick bands, and get pro draft done for the next game. Excuse me, and until then, we're going to send over some music for you guys to listen to. We'll be back very shortly.
Our backs against the wall. It seems impossible, but there's nobody else I would by my side, standing with me to take this fight through the rise and fall. With our fearless hearts, we could beat the odds, and we could live for 1,000 years. We could be legends if we all go down. If our time is now, we could let everyone know we were here. Be legends. We dream so colorful. Oh, we love so strong. The world is relentless, the city won't sleep. It hardens your soul, brings you to your knees. We can face it all. With our fearless hearts, we could be ours, and we could live for 1,000 years. We could be legends if we all go down. If our time is now,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are in game two of Team Alvaro versus FreeSM. I'm Penguin God, and I'm actually joined here by someone who is fresh off the press with Nibiria. Just finished casting his first pro level scene. Welcome, Nibiria. How do you feel being back in the small leagues?
Hello! I am so excited to be back. It's nice to be doing something that is a little bit less stressful, but for the players, it is no different. Game one, FreeSM had a little bit of trouble there against that Camille from Team Alvaro, so hopefully we're going to see a ban on that in this game.
I hope
But,
so.
I've seen worse adaptations, actually, in the series that I was casting last week. Kaisa was a problem, and it was left alone. And thus far, we have not seen that.
So
Do
far,
you expect us to at all, though?
I feel like adaptations should be coming out the second game, considering that Camille pick was so dominant. But we know from the pro draft that they stuck with the bans from the first game. They in the first game they banned Brand Vayne Gnar, and they wanted to keep that up. And Shyvana was banned out against I'm Reptar. I guess that was a really strong pick for them. And Garen was again picked up for BC B Crow League against the Camille. This was a hard matchup for him in the early game, mid game, and late game. But Tomahawk does grab the Skarner for himself too. I will mention that Camille was in the first round of picks for Team Alvaro, where Skarner was nearing the end. And this is a Rammus and an Ari. Ari was the last pick for Team FreeSM, and Rammus was in that same round. So they didn't put a lot of pressure on those two picks, but Rammus should be able to deal with Camille and Kate, the bot lane coming out of red side a lot easier than Shyvana would. He does have that extra movement speed to get in. He does have that extra armor that he gets. He does have that armor damage passive coming out from his W, so that does help. But the Annie ban coming out, now don't be surprised. This isn't a dumb thing on them. The mid lane pick was the last pick for Team Alvaro, so in their second phase they did ban out the mid lane a little bit with that Annie. They also ban out the Vel'Koz as well, as you see there. And so the third priority for or the fourth, I guess, if Brand is a mid laner for him, the third slash fourth priority for fives there was Cassiopeia, and the Caitlyn is picked up again for Grabberser there. Moonlight ends up picking up that Sivir, same pick he had last time, with Mello picking up the Janna as well. We're gonna see here in just a second. And the last support pick is gonna be the same thing. So we see out of 10 champions, we see four, five, seven, seven same of the same. The only champions that are different here are the Rammus, Ari, and the Cassiopeia.
I'm a little bit concerned, honestly, about this draft coming out from FreeSM. I'm not 110% exactly sure of the in and outs of the last game, but from the looks of it, they don't have a whole lot of hard engage. They have the Ari, which can set up picks, but for most of them, they're just going to run into the enemy team. And when you have a Skarner to pick you off, a Camille to stun you out, Cassiopeia who can just ult you while you run at her, it's probably going to be problematic coming into the early game, or sorry, mid-game team fights at the very least.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be kind of rough for them. The Rammus is going to be able to engage a little bit, but when there's that ult coming out from Cassiopeia, when the Rammus is coming at you, you can kind of guess when he's going to keep, right-clicking towards you. And even though his face isn't technically, like, towards you when you're Cassiopeia and you're trying to stun people, I guess it doesn't really matter as far as lore goes. As far as the mechanic goes, as long as your champion model is facing towards Cassiopeia, you get stunned with that petrifying gaze. So, the Rammus can get stunned up, but he can also play around it if he builds enough movement speed and kind of like jiggle a little bit and make it really hard for Cassiopeia to really get a good ults off. But we were not sure how Reptar is going to be able to play around that. But the Camille coming again for King plays, that was extremely dominant in game one. Took over the game, able to almost completely one-shot Mellow Ninja's Janna. Like, there was almost nothing they could do. Fives doesn't get the Annie, though, which is going to be less burst coming out from them. But Camille, what tools do you think that FreeSM is going to have to use to deal with this Camille? Because it doesn't seem like they have a lot to me.
Well, that's sort of the problem, right? They've drafted a composition that's really great at sort of running at you mindlessly, but the problem with Camille is she's not really going to be in a position where that's playing against her at all. Because Camille is going to come in from the side, she's going to flank, she's going to get the pick. She has the hook shot wall dive to get you from far, far away, the Hextech ultimatum to lock you down and keep you there. And in none of those cases is it where you want to be, oh, let's just run, guys. Let's just run away. Because you can't run out of Camille's ultimate, right? You can't run away too far from hookshot wall dive with the massive range it has. So I'm worried that if they can't pick her off before the fights, they're going to lose their carries. You know, Janna is a great way to get someone off of your carries, but there's only so much she can do. If the Monsoon doesn't knock Camille out of the Hextech ultimatum, she's going to have a whole lot of problems because suddenly Moonlight has no way to get away, has no one to peel the Camille off. You can argue the Rammus taunt will come in handy in that situation, but then you're dedicating so many people to just one character. There's the Cassiopeia, there's the Caitlyn, there's the Alistar who are going to be running amok in your backline and doing so much damage. So really, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to play this out properly to prevent the Camille from becoming a thing, but that's not my problem, that's theirs.
Yep, I agree. They're going to have to put a lot of resources to deal with this Camille, and I'm not sure they can do that, even though the early game from B-Crow League was pretty okay. I'm not sure he's going to be able to keep up the mentality, because that's something we haven't touched on yet, is the mentality of FreeSM. They got absolutely stomped in that last game, so they have to mentally pick themselves back up and get back into this game, and I think facing this Camille again might be a detriment to them.
Yeah, we'll see how well they do going into this game. Stick around, and we'll be back in a few minutes with Game 2 between FreeSM and Team Alvaro. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are now into Game 2 between FreeSM and Team Alvaro. Team Alvaro is currently 1 game up in this series. We're going to see today if they can take the clean 2-0 or if FreeSM will pull it back and make it the 1-1. But you may not remember the players' names, and we can fix that for you. On the blue side, we have FreeSM with B-Crow League in the top lane. I'm Reptar in the jungle. Min Kim on that mid lane Ari, Moonlight Samba on 80 carry, and Mellow Ninja joining them in the bot lane as support.
On the red side, we have Team Alvaro. King plays in the top lane, Tomahawk on that Skarner in the jungle, going to be skirting around. Fives in the mid lane, and Gabberser and Carter still in the bot lane on that Caitlyn Alistar. That hasn't changed. Still the same picks from last game. The only pick on their team that changed is this Camille, and that was only because Annie was banned out. They prioritized a few different things this game, and that's more than okay with me. They have every right to do that, considering they won that game. So I'm not going to begrudge them these picks here. So we'll have to see if this Camille is nearly as dominant this game as it was last game. I'll also point out that Grab picked up such an extensive gold lead really early on in the game. It kind of outclassed the farm capabilities of Moonlight Samba.
Well, at this point, right, it's going to be a matter of if they're able to keep getting those picks, because really, you still have the ability to get the pickoffs with Skarner, Camille, Alistar, all great picks there, but Cassiopeia not as great as Annie or something like that to really catch people out. So we'll see if they're able to do that still. I don't suspect it'll be a problem, though, Camille still on her own, if she really can get ahead, is just monstrous enough that she doesn't need a whole lot of setup, if any. So we're going to have an eye on the top lane here. Both junglers starting their bottom side buff, I believe.
Yep.
Looks like a different pathing from each jungler. So they should meet in the top lane around 3 minutes. So we're going to keep an eye out for that.
They should meet top lane. That's a good thing for this Camille at this point. He did take Comet again, so that is going to be a lot of damage early game that he's going to need. I do like Conqueror on Camille. It's just really, really strong. But Comet does super well early game, so that helps a lot. But going in already.
Mellow Ninja in a little bit of trouble, getting ignited, having to flash out. Ignite not going to be enough to finish him off. Oh, the flash Q. Heal being forced out of Moonlight Samba. Flash is down for everyone in the bot lane at this point, except for Moonlight Samba, who somehow was able to save it. But having to spend that heal as a result. Oh, mid lane, Fives in a lot of trouble. Burning the heal, no flash used yet, but Min might be able to get the kill.
That was
Top lane, a little bit of scraps.
That was pretty rough bot lane. I will mention that Grab missed the Piltover Peacemaker. He could have potentially gotten the kill if he had hit either of his skill shots, because he went for the Piltover Peacemaker onto Janna, missed it, went for the 90 caliber net, and actually hit Sivir with it instead. Five's in a bit of a rough spot, but is going to be able to get out pretty easily there. He did have to burn Flash earlier, so that is a pretty big Summoner spell down. But it is one of the Summoner spells that's on a lower cooldown, so it is going to be up earlier than most others. Oh, walk onto a trap.
Ooh.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, Moonlight taking a lot of poke there. That's what Caitlyn is so good at. She just keeps you under your tower and chips away at it, and it doesn't look like they're able to repel the pressure all that well. Oh, flashing out in the top lane there from B Crow, but in the bot lane, take a look at that vision. Bottom side, blue side, red buff vision taken there by Carter. That is a great map movement there. You know the jungler's not there. You know you have enough pressure that you can answer the bot lane roam, and you get that deep ward to try and spot out the movements of that Rammus.
And that's just a little bit of good play coming out of Carter. They're able to get that ward by the red pit, and that just proves that he understands the way this game is going to be working, as far as the next plays that Rammus is going to want to do. Rammus is going to grab up his Krugs at this point, and likely going to go over to his Raptors. They're going to see him on that. They're going to see him on that rotation over there. Provides so much information, and Carter is very, very smart to be able to understand that. That could also be communication from the team that's saying, okay, we saw the jungler here. Carter, go to this place, put a ward here so we can see him. That could be what they're doing, but I'm not sure, because Carter is a sub. He's going to flash over the wall. No, he
Next
doesn't.
flash coming out.
Decides not
Looks
to go over
like
the wall.
nothing came of it.
He didn't go over the wall. He just went toward the lane.
You know, just trying to show everyone that he's not afraid of being caught under tower. He knows he can do it. King completely here in the top lane, but doing pretty well thanks to that mana flow band. Trying to trade out and doing surprisingly well with almost no ability to use anything other than that Q. Gonna see bot lane, both junglers kind of being like, all right, well, neither of us can do anything. But that in mind, let's take a look at the gold really quick. That is a massive gold lead. 800 gold at 5 minutes.
Yep.
You know where it's all coming from?
In the bot lane.
Exactly. It's just the CS that Grab was able to get over Moonlight Samba, and that is ridiculous. Now, whether it'll stay or not, it's another question entirely, but what are they going to have to do in order to fix this if you're on the side of FreeSM? What can you do?
Moonlight Samba needs to be able to play a champion that's going to do well into something like this Caitlyn. Sivir just doesn't have the lane pressure to be able to handle it, and even pick up CS at an efficient rate. I'd like to see something like an Ezreal that can still farm from far away, or like a Tristana who can clear waves a little bit better without being near them all the time. Ooh, but Omking play is getting real low here. League is not level 6, so he's not in threat range of that, but the no mana capabilities coming out from League does threaten Omking plays a lot. Considering that's one resource that Omking plays has to worry about, that League does not have to. The charm coming out, nice job.
Yeah, nice charm there, but in the top lane you were talking about
Question mark?
interesting. Anyways, about mana. The cool thing here that King has been doing this entire lane, you'd think, okay, manaless Camille going to have a whole lot of trouble against that Garen. And in a way, yes, totally. He's having a little bit of trouble staying high. He's probably going to die here even to that ultimate. First blood going down. But what he was doing was playing around that passive adaptive defenses, and he was really making sure that those little trades he was coming out on top. But getting too cocky, as we saw, not realizing or not even thinking about perhaps that adaptive defenses was going to give him physical health block instead of magical, which is Garen's ultimate. So great job there from bo2.
He'd been getting that physical health block for so long, and he understood that that's what he was going to be getting, but maybe he didn't understand that Garen's ult is magic damage. So that's what he was probably relying on, because it seems like it can do physical damage. Ooh, Rammus can likely go in here, hits the minions, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, Five's playing these ganks pretty well so far. We've seen a few of them come towards him, 2v1s, but he just throws out that miasma and's like, I'm out of here, guys. Don't worry about it. I don't need boots to get away from you. Because he's a snake. And that's okay. You know, we accept all kinds in League of Legends. Snakes, scissor-legged ladies, giant scorpions that live underground, weird armadillos that just fly through towns and have worshippers for some reason in ancient Shurima. It takes all kinds. We're going to see the taunted kind coming out here. Five's flashing out and getting killed by Min Min Kim Kim. 2 kills now for FreeSM, turning around this early game pretty well.
Yeah, they do have 2 kills from themselves, but with the CS lead up bot and mid, they're still down 600 gold, even with 2 kills to their side. And I will mention that the gank pressure coming out from Skarner is literally none, but ooh, they're going in bot lane and top lane.
Ooh, Carter flashing, and in the top lane, bo2 in a lot of trouble. The Impale coming out. King gonna try and get that kill, getting his revenge with the W, just waiting it out. 1 kill down so far. Reptar just chilling and getting that blue buff. He's like, I'm out of here, guys. I'm cleaning my hands of this. Everything is just okay.
Well, you saw that Tomahawk purposely gave the kill over to King Blazer. He understands that this Camille is sort of a linchpin. So you see that it matters a lot who gets the kills. And I'm glad that they're doing that appropriately.
Yeah, and the thing about Camille, of course, is that she can take away these games if she gets those items, whereas Skarner, yes, he'll still be effective on the ganks, but he's not able to just solo out a carry like Camille can. However, the Sivir, with that spell shield, might have a better chance against the hookshot wall dive. However, once Camille gets onto you, you're kind of hosed anyways, and you can't stop her from latching on, even with that spell shield. So, not a good chance there. Crow getting some damage down from King, getting the slow, getting the poke, trying to get that true damage on the precision strike there. King actually might be in a little bit of trouble, flashing, missing the wall. bo2 just walking at him.
The Camille here, you see that he only has the Tiamat, and that is going to help him for wave clear. But ooh,
Carter trying to get the red buff. The smite goes down from Reptar, but will it be enough? Grabcar getting taunted here. Doesn't have the traps out just yet. Gets another one down. Will he take the blast plan over the wall? No, he has to use the heal. He's going to get taken out almost certainly by Reptar, but no, he flashes out and he's fine. Carter gets the knockup on the 3 and gets taunted and dies for it, but he saved his AD carry. Grabcar with so little health. Five's getting a great ultimate there, slowing them down, catching them up, but Tomahawk in a lot of trouble, almost dead, ace in the hole, not going to get anyone, and this dragon should be free. 2 kills there for FreeSM.
Yeah, that was really solid by FreeSM. That was a little bit much of extension. Tomahawk and Fives were not on the same page. And so Tomahawk went back in after Fives got a really good ult. He could have turned around a little bit sooner, potentially gotten a better re-engage there and potentially gotten kills, but I don't think that was the best idea anyway. It was probably a better idea just to use Petrifying Gaze, walk away, and do fine. But I will also mention that the RNG of dragons is a lot worse for FreeSM than it was for Alvaro. Ooh, gonna re-engage though.
The solo versus jungler combat here, getting the stun up, but Carter walking back. He's like, remember, this is my jungle. I'm glad you learned this lesson. Oh no, King went for the tower dive. We thought he was going to get it, but instead, 1-for-1 trade. Not exactly what you want to be seeing here in this top lane if you're the side of Alvaro.
And this has to feel good for League here, but the Ram is going to go in.
Five's in a little bit of trouble. Miasma going wide, and Tomahawk coming in, not going to use that Impale smartly. gets the kill onto 5s.
Yeah, that Camille and the Garen trading kills on the top lane, it's gotta feel good for League at this point, knowing that he just got stomped last game and being able to compete with him in this game. But King was silenced there, so he couldn't use a Hextech ultimatum, and the Garen did really well there with that silence. Good job on him. But then mid lane, Reptar just kind of going a little bit too hard, not really understanding the damage that's going to come out of this Cassiopeia. He is still full armor at this point. He isn't able to stand up to this Cassiopeia right now, so he has to remember that the thing he's going to do is likely just going to build armor and then build an adaptive helm, and then he's going to be good. He's going to be almost unkillable. It looks like he's going to go for a Thorn Mail. So my recommendation to him would be finish out a jungle item, grab a Thorn Mail, grab adaptive helm, and be unkillable. Oh, but they're going to go in bot lane.
Yep, Carter in a possible bit of trouble. The ultimate from Sivir coming out. They are on the hunt. The knockup onto 2 from Carter. Might be able to get Mellow Ninja. Mellow Ninja going down through the Monsoon thanks to that Ignite. Carter knocking him into his 80 carry. The taunt's going to go down, but it doesn't matter. This is so much damage coming out from Grabcar, but Carter getting a little bit low. On the chase now is Team Alvaro. Reptar doing his best to get out. He gets out with that move speed, but instead Moonlight Samba's going to go down. Grabcar getting a kill there. 2 for none in favor of Team Alvaro.
That was a 2 for none, but I will point out just a little bit of a solace in that. Moonlight Samba spell shielded the Impale from Tomahawk. I don't know if he was trying to do that or if that was lucky, but I'm gonna say it was all planned, and he did that on purpose. So good job by him, but it ended up being to no avail. He did end up dying anyway, but that is a good thing for him to have gotten that. So he is going to be a little bit happy with himself. He's going to go away with a little bit of pride. But a couple of kills going over the side of Team Alvaro, and that propels them into a 3,000 gold lead. They are even on kills with a 3,000 gold lead, and that just attests to the CS differentials. This bot lane is absolutely massive. We've passed the double CS mark. We're getting close to the triple CS mark at this point in Iberia. That is ridiculous. 120 CS on Grab to the now 54 of Moonlight, and that's just like the outclass of 80 carries at this point. And this is something you don't want to have happen with Sivir versus Caitlyn.
Absolutely, and the thing is,
top lane's going in though.
Here on King, he's gonna be fine. In the bot lane though, it's not uncommon to see a Sivir go down, or almost any 80 carry really go down, maybe 10, 20 CS to Caitlyn in lane. And if you have no deaths, that's what we call a pretty good lane.
Yeah.
However, 1 death down, 1 kill down, up an assist, but that doesn't matter a whole lot. It's at least 150 gold just from the score alone. And then in the CS line, double that CS. As you were saying, almost approaching triple. Being down 60 CS is nothing short of getting dominated here. So Grabcar and Carter are doing such a great job keeping that Sivir down. And it looks like Tomahawk is going to try and keep this Garen down. Hextech ultimatum going down. Impale going down. That is 1 dead Garen. Unless they go out too soon, the flash away and he's safe. I'm Reptar getting the taunt and flash out from Tomahawk. Flash from B-Crow saving his life for a flash from Tomahawk. That is the best trade they could have hoped for.
Yeah, but they are going to re-engage.
Dive coming in, King able to get the kill, but instead going down as well. And in the mid lane, Min Kim about to be dead. Carter going in with that flash headbutt.
Nice little flash there, but another 1-for-1 trade in the top lane. But I don't know who that favors at this point, because King plays is 30 CS up and has a kill up, but the advantage really comes from getting really far ahead on Camille, not being even. The Camille is going to be able to melt through people, but not nearly as quickly or as impactfully as last game. Yeah,
and normally what we say here in situations like this is that the team who's more down in kills or more down in CS or whatever is going to benefit more for 1-for-1 trades. But in this case, I don't think that's necessarily true, because they're both going even, basically, except for that bot lane. Reptar killing himself with the taunt accidentally, and the TP was completed by Beaker League, so we're going to see in a second bit of a re-engaged top. But meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Mellow Ninja about to go down. The ace in the hole, killing that support, and they're going to go for the bot lane tower now. Beaker League getting stunned up by King plays. Don't think he'll be able to get the kill just yet. Tomahawk doesn't have that Predator available just yet, but B-Crow isn't backing off. I don't know why not. Hookshot wall dive gets another stun. Hextech ultimatum locks him down. Tomahawk gonna go for a stun of his own, and that's a kill down onto B-Crow. King now 5-3 in that top lane.
The Skarner there is showing that he does do a good bit of damage, and really kind of coming in to make sure the kill actually does happen. Ooh, going in on the bot lane.
Calling on to grab car. He's taking a lot of damage from that reflect from Reptar. The speed coming out from the Sivir ultimate, but they're not going to try and fight this. Fives, you might be in a little bit of trouble. Your team took the blast plant without you. Wow, that is cold, guys. He tried to bat there. I'm surprised to see Min not try and go in with the ult charm there. That was almost certainly a pick. They don't have cleanse. You're 4 versus 3, and the other rest of the team is in the dragon pit. Like that. Little too careful, I think.
I agree. There was a moment of hesitation by Min there. He probably could have done it, especially with the changes to Ahri. But they essentially put a damage buff and onto Ahri's charm. They kind of reverted a change they made quite a ways back. It was like, what was that, like 5 years back now, where they took away the damage
after they removed DFG.
Yeah, that
they
was
put it on,
the same.
Moved it a few patches later.
The same patch. They removed DFG. I think it was. They took off Ahri's damage amp because they realized that Riot does not like abilities and items with damage amp. It kind of made an unfun environment to play in for people. So they took off the damage amp from Ahri's E. They took off the damage amp from Deathfire Grasp. Well, they took off Deathfire Grasp. Period. But as you guys saw with Shirley's Reverie coming back, Riot is prone to reinstating items. So maybe one day Deathfire Grasp can come back.
I hope so, man. The full AP Assassin Janna will be able to rise again. I know Meowing Cat will be happy about that prospect, but
what I want to see is old Black Cleaver coming back.
Oh no.
Yeah, anyway.
Black Cleaver, the 5-stack Cleaver. Speaking of 5s, in a little bit of trouble here, but it might be a 5v5 in a second here. 4 here so far for the side of FreeSM. Grabcar trying to do his best to put out the damage. Reptar going down to 5s. Meanwhile, this fight is now almost even. Monsoon, great move there from Mello to keep them away, but now they're chasing down onto that Sivir. Not quite going to be able to get her yet, but the Impale down onto Mello Ninja. Not great positioning there. And in the top lane, Camille is just solo split pushing, taking down that tower and doing a great job of it. 5's in a little bit of trouble here. Gets the kill onto Min despite not even going down yet. He's so low. Hextech ultimatum in the top lane. B-Crow in a lot of trouble. Not going to be able to get the kill with the ultimate. Instead, dying and ace in the hole. But not an actual ace. I'm Reptar, the only one left for his team. Going to try and defend this top lane tower, but don't think that's going to go too well for him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That was a completely one fight by Team Alvaro there. They were able to dance around and play it really well, and Carter just able to tank up so much with that Unbreakable Will, I think it is. Is it? Is it Unbreakable Will, or is it just...
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Mr. Play-by-Play over here knows like the ability names, so... The Unbreakable Will really showing that he can do so much more on the Alistar as a tank with that 75% damage reduction, where... the damage coming out is just so reduced that he can tank for, 75% longer and 75% better, and just eating so much damage while 5s and Grab were just pumping out the damage from the backline over and over and over again. We see a dragon, another Cloud Drake going over, now that can match the movement speed from FreeSM coming out here, and we'll have to see how they manage that, especially because King Plays is now slowly getting ahead, and 5s is slowly getting ahead more and more. But look at this bot lane CS differential. 80 CS, Niberia. 80 goddamn CS in this bot lane. That is ridiculous. At 21 minutes?
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. That's almost an entire jungler up.
Yeah.
It's getting to ridiculous levels. And before, the lead was pretty significant, but not insurmountable. But if you look at the gold lead now, it's approaching the ladder descriptor very quickly. 9 kills up, over 12k gold up. Team Alvaro is just split the game wide open. You can't really contest the Camille at this point. You can't really contest the 4v4 team fight remaining if you only send one to contest the Camille. You might not even be able to win the 5v4. So you're in a whole lot of trouble if you're FreeSM. They're going to have to try and find a single mistake they can capitalize on. But so far, the only mistakes are going to be their own. B-Crow taking a lot of poke. Oh, Flash is coming down. The Hex Tech ultimatum onto Min Mim. Not going to be able to get out. The great knock up there from Carter. There's going to be so much havoc going down. Reptar not quite going to die, but having to flash out. Min Mim taking the last auto from GrabCar. They now got 1 kill. A whole lot of flashes and a whole lot of ults have been blown. I don't doubt that Alvaro can take another fight if it breaks out. But what can FreeSM do? It looks like so far they're just going to be poked off. Oh my god, the headshot from Grab doing so much damage, taking out the Janna from 60% health. And there's just nothing FreeSM can do.
FreeSM is basically done in this game. I feel their mental state is just deteriorated to the point where they probably feel like they can't compete with this Caitlyn and this Camille, and I agree. There's almost nothing they can do, especially because Camille's just been split pushing in this top lane. Grabs out tower, and the Garen is likely going to go down here, but the ult does get blocked.
Yep, and Carter taking a little bit of damage, getting killed, but it doesn't matter. They've lost the inhib tower in the mid lane, in the top lane. Haven't lost the inhib in either lane just yet. King still alive, poking around in the front line there of this fight. They've gotten the inhib now in the mid lane, and they're going to back off for now. Looks like they're going to head towards Baron.
Yeah, they're going to grab that up for themselves. Pretty simple for them. They probably could have gotten that top inhib, but they decided not to risk it. They are likely going to look for this Baron, but they're probably going to back first. They have a lot of gold in their pocket. So, that being said, we have a nice little stall out where FreeSM can get some gold and some money in their pockets. What they need to do right now, they cannot leave their base too far, but I feel like at this point, Moonlight Samba and Reptar needs to grab up all their jungle camps as soon as they can. It's a lot of gold that's on the map that they can get, but they're not going to be able to. They cannot really contest this Baron. They can't sit there and do a 5v5 fight. They can't get picks off as easily. They just can't go anywhere where the enemy champions are at this point. And so they need to pick up farm where they can get it, and that farm includes jungle camps, and they're just kind of ignoring it. So that's kind of a big thing they could be doing, especially with all of this Baron dance that we got going on here, where Moonlight Samba can just be quickly grabbing up the jungle camps while things are going on. But potentially an engage going on right here, but decide not to go for it.
Yeah, FreeSM just spending so much time posturing around an objective they can't contest in any way, shape, or form. Now they're having to clear out the mid lane from that super minion wave, and the Baron has been started. It looks like Reptar wants to come in and try and steal it, but maybe he's deciding better of it, which I think, unfortunately, is the only choice he can really make. The only chance they have so far, I feel, is if Team Alvaro just happens to fountain dive.
Yep.
That's the only thing I can see them winning in a fight. Oh no. B-Crow in a lot of trouble. He doesn't even have the flash, but it doesn't matter. The Impale going down onto Reptar. When you pick the frontline tank, you know the game is going well for you.
Wow.
Alvaro gets 2 kills in short succession. Support and jungler both down. Top laner soon to follow. And that's almost going to be the game. The Baron-empowered minions pushing into the base. Tomahawk eating the charm. Might go down, but even if he does, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Minion wave finally coming in from the mid lane, and Carter going in onto Moonlight Samba. He wants to get that KDA padding going. He wants to be able to say, hey,
That's
look, I wasn't 2-2-7. I was 3-2-7. Eat it. And Tomahawk taking some poke, and the charm going down onto King gonna die now. No, you're KDA, man. But it doesn't matter. The Nexus goes down. So, with that, Team Alvaro off the back of not the Camille this time, but really their entire team, mostly 5s and Grab, gonna pick up the win, gonna pick up the 2-0.
Yeah, but pretty good 2-0 there by them. They're able to grab that up for themselves and able to handle that pretty efficiently for themselves. There are some pretty simple things that FreeSM can work on. A lot of the basics of 5's play they're able to handle, but this is a good reference point for them as players. They are able to understand what they need to do to take it to the next level. But Team Alvaro doing well, showing themselves to be a good team to play a 2-0, and a good job on them. What do you think, Nibiria?
I think FreeSM needs to work on their map movement as a team, because if they had laid down a little bit more pressure on that Caitlyn, created a little more space for Moonlight Samba, might have had a chance to farm back into the game just a little bit. Granted, I don't think it would have been enough, but it may have stalled out the game another few minutes, given them a little bit more experience. But unfortunately, They weren't able to do so. They lost the 2-0, but hopefully we'll see them in another set of show matches soon. Now, I know that anyone who's heard that may be wondering, more show matches? What is he talking about? Let me tell you, viewer, what I'm talking about. Penguin God, you know what I'm going to say here.
Oh, yeah.
But can you take a guess as to what I'm going to ask them to hit the follow button on?
Our Twitters, the Twitch, the Facebook, and the Learning Fives Twitter as well.
Exactly. That's a really great start. You can follow all of those things. If you can't find them, if you're not going to be able to bother, just check the description in our Twitch channel. But if you're looking for more show matches, we've got another one coming up at 9 p.m. EST tonight between another two set of teams. This time, we're going to see it go down once again. But until then, that'll cut it out for us. My name has been Nibiria. I have been joined here by Penguin God. And from both of us, we hope you enjoy the rest of your day and come back for the second set of show matches tonight.
Yeah.